Hey family, happy Thanksgiving. How are y'all doing? Horror is a genre known for many things. Iconic characters, incredible acting, terrible acting, you name it. But one attribute of horror seems to stand above the rest. It slays boots the house down. Hi, I'm Blake. A lot of y'all think my name is Jake. It's not. And since it's officially the season of the pumpkin spice lesbian, I figure what better time to rank characters from horror video games and movies by how much I want to queen out with them. So sit back, relax, close all your other tabs so you don't get distracted. I know who watches my videos. And enjoy my definitive tier list of how much the icons of horror slay. All right, let's do this. I feel like I filled in my facial hair really well on this side this time, so you will be getting the dream face reveal angle the entire video.
That's what the mask is!
Also, apologies in advance because I chugged the fattest energy drink before this, so like, let's go, I guess. So we still have our Squishmallows, but now it's fall themed. So now it's festive, which is like adult speak for socially acceptable mentally ill. And I'm okay with that because any excuse to have plush as a 30-year-old is fine by me. Anyway, you know the drill, it's time for a tier tour! Okay, so top tier, who is this diva? You know the vibe, she's a legend, she's an icon, and she is the moment. You would think a rare tier, and normally I would say yes, but given the genre that I'm going through today, this is a surprisingly filled tier. I find there is a direct correlation between scary movies and serving so we will see this a lot today. Next here is Reggie Rock with a handbag. If you're not aware of this meme, I can't believe you watch my channel. It's basically the exact same brand. It was a toss between this and Who Is This Diva for top tier, but also the Who Is This Diva meme is more recent, and I am a sellout. So there you go. Next is LGTV+, self-explanatory. A beloved television brand for a beloved group of marginalized people. So there you have it. Because what do gays love? Media consumption to the point of bed rotting. Exactly. My next tier is bi wife. This is for my homeboys that have a wife who is bi. They do not themselves slay, but they are slay adjacent. And in my book, that counts. It's literally just science. Grow up. Our next tier is for the ones that I find overrated. Your mileage may vary, it's just ones that I personally do not get or subscribe to. Therefore, I have named this tier Havana by Camila Cabello. I have never heard a more boring song that people just ate up as if a new song had not been released to the world in 5 years. The worst part is she actually has some decent songs and y'all decided to blow up. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Now, like, get some taste. Anyway, I'm gonna move on before I get called the cringy millennial with horrible taste. Our penultimate tier is Bass Pro Shops. I personally don't have a problem with Bass Pro Shops. I actually have a fun time there, but it doesn't slay. Like, I'm not gonna hear a single Carly Rae Jepsen song there, and that already puts it so much lower on this tier list. That pyramid though in Tennessee, camp. That was a gay person. There was no way a gay person was not behind that choice. Now for our cursed tier, the ones that do not slay in the absolute least. Maroon 5 Gulag. I've said this before, they need to stop making music. I cannot walk into a single Panera Bread without hearing over the speakers that Maroon 5 has found a new way to bastardize music. Like yes, their early stuff was good. It's been 15 years. They have not eaten since then. They are starving. So now that we have our list, let's move on to our candidates. First person, Annie Wilkes from Misery. This is just K-pop stan Twitter personified. And I do not say this out of judgment. I would do the same thing. Do you think if Momo from Twice showed up at my door, I would not do everything in my power to make sure she does not leave my house? JYP, I know you're watching this. Huge fan, I know. For legal reasons, please understand that I was just joshing. Do not sue my ass into oblivion. LGTV, a strong start. Next, Art the Clown from Terrorizer. Listen, I get it. He's campy, he's fun. His scenes where he takes people out verge on 5 minutes long. They are very detailed. But I will put you higher on this girly pop list when you stop taking out exclusively girly pops. Take out a man and you'll get higher. For now, Bass Pro Shops. Next, the baby from Resident Evil Village. I'm gonna be honest, I'm astounded this has not been used in a political ad campaign. Something like along the lines of, I kissed a girl when I was pregnant and now my baby looks like this. Do you want that on your conscience? But you have not been used for that ad yet, so until then, bye wife. Next is the Babadook, our first certified gay icon. If you have not heard this story, this is something that can only be explained through frankly green screen in my opinion, so here we go. Hey, so our sorting algorithm accidentally put the Babadook in our pride genres for like half a second. Whatever, that's fine. I'm sure nobody even knows. Everyone noticed. I'm sorry, what? Everyone noticed. He's in every pride parade this year. Congratulations, Babadook, we have a certified diva. Next, the Blair Witch. She prefers not to be perceived and in her spare time loves terrorizing teenagers. That's the American dream. And people act like she was so horrible and it was like a cultural phenomenon, but like God forbid a woman have a hobby. To be a woman is to perform, and Blair Witch took center stage, so Reggie Rock with a handbag, you go. Okay, Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, my non-binary audience, please verify this for me. Is this not what it feels like when you first realize you're non-binary? Like to me, this is the image of gender dysphoria. Like frozen in place, mid doing something creative, jaw agape. Like that's what I imagine would happen to me if in my head I suddenly was like, oh shit, I'm not a guy. So LGTV, you go, Bonnie. Congratulations, Bonnie, big day for you. Next up is Capra Demon from Dark Souls. So I am a big fan of RPGs, but I'm not necessarily good at them. So I always wanted to try Dark Souls, and I was like, it's on the Switch now. Let's like give it a go, you know? Imagine my terror when I walk into a room and am met with Satan's pool boy just swinging at me. And for those of you that haven't played Dark Souls, allow me to show you what he fights you on. The Dark Souls equivalent of the back alley of a Nike store. Oh, and he has 2 dogs that fight you. And he has 2 dogs that fight you. Dark Souls is so fun! But to be fair, this level of aggression was all of us for months after the 2021 insurrection. Hey family, happy Thanksgiving. How are y'all doing? Maroon 5 Gulag, incredible character design, but I never want to see you again. All right, Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. This bitch is ugly, I'm sorry. This is what I imagine people that have body dysmorphia see in the mirror. Cannot confirm because I have reverse body dysmorphia. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, that is the hottest I've ever seen in my life. And then I open Twitter and I see that I've been tagged in a tweet that says I look like JD Vance. And I die a little inside. So sorry, Chica, you're probably who I should see in the mirror to keep me humble. Have a good day. Next is a horror legend, Chucky. All right, so a little bit of Blake lore for you. I accidentally saw this little freak on TV when I was 5 years old and it, traumatized me. The worst part is they kept a 6-foot-tall poster of him at my local movie theater for 2 years. There wasn't even a new movie out anymore. They just like kept it. So I would literally get a wave of heat go through my body every time I saw him until I was 20 years old. And of all things, you know what cured me? They turned him into a twink in the remake. They really said, we're making a new Chucky series. What should his look be? And their answer was
poor, ugly, short guy, pathetic little gay guy.
So LGTV, you go, trauma of my life. Next, the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Okay, little Miss Coochie Face. I don't have a lot of strong opinions on him, but anything that gets Winona Ryder a career renaissance is a friend of mine. So bye, wife, you go. Have a lovely day, Demogorgon. Next, Edward Cullen from Twilight. I don't care. This is my list. I promise you it will only get worse from here. Okay, so here's my thing with Twilight. I watch the movies every single year now, but back in middle school, this was my first gaslighting experience. So the books blew up when I was in middle school. Yes, I'm old. Shut up. And I never read the books, but every girl in my school was Team Jacob. Every single one was Team Jacob. So when I first watched the movies, I think surely that means that Edward and Jacob both have a strong chance of getting Bella. Imagine my surprise to find out that Jacob never, ever stood a chance. It was so obvious from the get-go that he was obviously not going to be picked. It is from second one implied that Edward is endgame. It is so obvious, and people were just like, oh no, but Jacob has a chance. But Jacob has a chance. Liars. Maybe it's different in the books. I never read them, but it is 2024, so being uneducated does not stop me from being loud online about it. So here you go, Edward. Congratulations. Jacob, if you're watching, right here, buddy. Right here. All right, next, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She invented gay people. She was a founding father of breasting boobily before it was even cool, and she made an entire career out of it. So right here, Elvira. Love you so much. All right, Fiddlesticks from League of Legends. So Fiddlesticks is an unnerving character design, but what's scarier in my opinion is the average player behind him. Yes, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit. The average League of Legends player is a sociopath, and it must always be stated. I also occasionally play League, but I also play support, which means I serve which means I cancel out the sociopathic tendencies. Bass Pro Shop, you go, Fiddlesticks. Have a great day. The people that play you, not so much. Next, Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Not to be inappropriate, but that is a throat goat if I've ever seen one. Like, your neutral state is just having your jaw agape that large. Like, I want a Foxy feature on a Cupcake song, like Post Haste. Like, call Nancy Reagan. She finally has some real competition. Reggie Rock with a handbag. Next is Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror. I have nothing but respect for somebody who could cure so many diseases with their brilliant mind, but instead they were bored and horny. So they instead make the perfect man in tiny gold shorts, and that is being a maxxinista. Instant diva status. Love you, girl. All right, next is Frankenstein's monster. Don't look at me. Do not look at me. Turn away from the screen right now. Do not look at me when I say this. Wood. There, I said it. There, I said it, okay? I am a simple man. Anything even remotely close to human Shrek, I'm going to thirst after. You can imagine the joie de vivre I've had ever since the Kelsey brothers blew up. So though I do not think you slay Frankenstein's monster, call me. Next is a big one, Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's. I want to put him low on this list because he made the internet so unbearable for so long, but also he made everyone come to the realization that I've had since Hunger Games Movie 1 that Josh Hutcherson is hot as so I gotta put him in a better spot because that is an ally. All right, Freddy Krueger. An absolutely horrid skincare routine and will not stop wearing the same American Eagle sweater. Now, was that me in middle school? Absolutely, but I grew up. Next is Gengar from Pokemon. This is the Princess Diana of Pokemon. At the beginning of the game, you see Gengar. At the beginning of the anime, you see Gengar. That is my president. Also, anybody that owns a Gengar in the game serves so much. Diva, here you go. I love you so much. All right, next is Ghostface from Scream. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. Camila Cabello tier. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not moving. I'm sorry, I'm not moving. It's a guy with a mask and a knife that calls people too much and terrorizes them by being annoying. Anybody could do that. I could do that. Please watching this video, I would not do that. But I could. Next, Jack Baker from Resident Evil Biohazard. This is one of the only video game bosses that has truly terrified me. He will not stay down. He has more phases than a secret boss in Final Fantasy. I'm putting him in Bass Pro Shots because I fear that if I put him in anything else, he would come to life and take me out. Next up is Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not a horror movie. Sorry, I didn't realize the fun police was watching this video. Anyway, Sally, if you're watching this, I hate you, girl. I need this man. Dresses well, owns a business, super nice, loves Christmas, and is over 6 feet tall. That's it. That's my checklist. And if he happens to look like Human Shrek, that is an added bonus. Jason Kelsey, if you're watching this, I promise I would never hurt you. LGTV, you go, girl boss. All right, Jack Torrance from The Shining. Boo, man doesn't like being in control of his family the entire time. Boo, you got the outcome you deserve. Boo, Maroon 5 Gulag. Boo. Next is Jason from Friday the 13th. In a way, I envy him. It must feel so nice to be the only smart person in a universe filled with just idiots. Let me describe to you every Friday the 13th movie with a green screen. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that Jason took all of my friends and I'm the only person that survived. I guess I'm gonna have to come back next summer with a whole new group of friends. That's every single one of these movies. LGTV, you are Nikocado Avocado 2 steps ahead at any given moment. Good for you, girl boss. Next up, Jean Jacket from Nope. This is the personification of a silky, well-maintained, good pH balance hoo-ha. Like, this is feminism. Jean Jacket is not afraid to explore her own anatomy. Like, she literally eats every entitled man in this movie. and then a few others. But like, what do you expect me to do? Not stan? I'm not a misogynist. Diva status, that is an it girl if I've ever seen one. Oh, speaking of it girls, Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. Here we go. Lesbians watching this video, I would love for you to pause for 10 seconds and give a moment of silence for Megan Fox as a thank you. You either realized you were gay because of her, or people around you were way cooler with girls kissing after watching this movie. D motherfucking the. All right, Jigsaw from Saw. This is drag. The face is beat, the blush is blushing. Also, he likes to make grand entrances into rooms and drop pieces of information that are intended to cause major drama and then leaves. That is literally just RuPaul in every episode of Drag Race. Reggie Rock with a handbag. You better work, Jigsaw. Oh, y'all aren't ready. Y'all are not ready. Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. If there's one thing that can bring the entire world together in harmony, it is an absolute unit of a rack on a tall lady that could crush you. Straight guys are in love with her. Lesbians are in love with her. Straight women realize they're lesbians and then fall in love with her. Gay men are obsessed with every kind of woman that looks like this. She's got all the powers combined. She's Captain Planet, but for horny. And that, my friends, a diva makes. Next is Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Pride, whatever pride is left in Texas. Oh God. Listen, I love a plastic surgery queen. People are always so judgmental about plastic surgery. They're like, oh, well, you know, she got work done. Okay, and? I would too if I had money. Do you think if I was making more money from these videos, my jaw wouldn't be out to here? This hairline would be down to my eyebrows, baby. They'd be touching. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So Leatherface said he wanted a new face. He got a new face. That's an icon. Reggie Rock with a handbag. Haters be damned. Next is Ludwig from Bloodborne. Okay, so we do have an icon amongst us. Like, already terrifying, obviously, but has also gifted us one of the best memes we've ever seen. This man is the poster child for the ultimate you for British people. I won't go into a lot of detail, but basically the US likes to make fun of Britain for like their horrible food choices like beans on toast, whatever the hell that is. That is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Oh my God. But British people like to go back a little bit too hard sometimes. And they'll make fun of our frequency of school attacks. Basically, Ludwig is supposed to be your average British person, and he says things like, well, at least our schools aren't used for target practice. And I eat it up every single time. That's an ally. Bye, wife. Here you go. Next up is Marguerite Baker from Resident Evil Biohazard. You know what? I'm putting her high up on this list. Everyone online always says they want a fat coochie girly until they're face to face with the fat coochie, and then they're like, oh, that's far too much coochie for my taste. Like, grow up.
No, you cannot have my coochie.
So congratulations, girl. Be proud of your coochie, even though your coochie is a little terrifying in the game, I will be honest. All right, next up is Megan. Oh, I'm not done. I considered naming this tier Megan if that is any indication. Watching this movie in theaters was an experience that I will remember until my last day as one of my greatest moments. There is a scene in the movie where she says, if she comes in this room, I'll rip your head right off your neck, I swear to God. And in that moment, in that theater, my DNA was forever changed. Next up, our boy Michael Myers from Halloween. At first I was gonna say no because this just looks like every straight guy that doesn't wash his ass. But then I saw arguably the best TikTok I've ever seen in my life, and I fear I had no choice but to stand from then on. LGTV, baby, love your hair, hope you win. Next up is Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. Women in STEM! I love me a baddie that goes into your own files of your own game and corrupts them. All the while rocking the Ariana Grande 2016 ponytail. If she owned Twitter, there would be no war. Diva status, girl. Diva status. All right, Moon Presence from Bloodborne. She said, I will be the final boss of arguably one of the hardest Soulsborne games, but I will also be rocking a 40-inch human hair lace front unit, and you cannot stop me. Also, the ribs, skinny. Reggie Rock with a handbag. That is mother. Okay, Mr. X from Resident Evil 2. He can say as long as it means I get to take him to dinner. We have a deal, Mr. X. See you on Tuesday, which is when I am free, which is on a Tuesday because that is the day when I am free. And that day is Tuesday, which is also the day that I am free. Next, Nate, the boyfriend from The Devil Wears Prada. I said what I said. This is my list. Nate sucks. And frankly, I am grouping the rest of Andy's ass friends with this. Actually, you know what? Green screen. Hey, Nate, I'm so sorry that I missed your birthday this one time in our super long-term relationship for a job that I only have to keep for 1 year. I promise it'll be different next year. Actually, the good news is at least I'm starting to like my job and not hate myself. Yeah, well, you're a f***ing Maroon 5 Gulag, I hope you are forced to listen to girls like you the rest of your life. Nosferatu. I don't have a lot to say about this person. All I know is that if you make a cameo on SpongeBob, you are an ally of mine. Bye, wife. Have fun, girly. Other mother from Coraline. Okay, hear me out. A horrible person, obviously. But also, we do have an undeniable fact that the body is tea. Have I rooted for a horrible person on Drag Race before because they fill out a bodysuit incredibly well? Absolutely. So I would not be loyal to my own brand if I did not put you into Reggie Rock with a handbag. Like, I know in 2024, it's probably in bad faith to say I would give up my eyes for a figure like that, but like, is it problematic to say it's tempting? Next up, Pennywise from It. Camila Cabello, I'm so sorry, girl. So now you all know the lore of how the Babadook became a gay icon. The problem was that soon after that, people tried to give Pennywise the same treatment and it absolutely flopped. It actually did spark an interesting conversation of why queer people try to find the queerness in villains in every movie, and frankly, that's not something we have time to unpack in today's video. I do have a full-time job, and that would take so much more research than I am obliged to do at this present moment. But just know, they tried, they failed. It actually made people start thinking that all gay people hate themselves secretly. So I have to put you in the overrated category, girl. I'm so sorry. All right, the Phantom from Phantom of the Opera. To most, this may not look like a horror villain, but to anybody that has ever pursued an undergraduate degree in vocal music, this was your archenemy at one point. A little more Blake lore for you. I was, up until very recently, pursuing a full-time career in opera. I have worn a lot of hats in my 30 years on this earth. And there's sort of a bell curve for Phantom, because it's not an opera. But you go from like high school thinking, yes, Phantom is an opera, to second year of your music degree and you become a pretentious dick and you're like, actually, that's not an opera. You know what is an opera? The Magic Flute, and it's amazing. It's not, by the way, it's so bad. To multiple years in the professional field where you get sick of explaining to donors how it's not an opera, so you're like, yes, it's my favorite opera, actually, woohoo. So Phantom, I am solidly putting you in LGTV. Have a great day. All right, Pinhead from Hellraiser. I don't know much about this character. I have not watched the movie yet, but I have heard he is a kinky little freak. And I did not come into this website today to kink shame, so LGTV, you go, sir. Now for a classic, Pyramid Head from Silent Hill.
And you don't seem to understand.
Allow me to show you the exact reaction Closeted Me from middle school had when first seeing this icon. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bye, wife. Pick me, choose me, love me. Next, the Rat King from The Last of Us Part 2. Viewers in your 20s, take note. What you are looking at is exactly what it feels like the next day after you have a single glass of wine in your 30s. Please do not take your superpowers for granted. They will go away. You know when I realized that 30 got me? When I had a drink one night and the next day I woke up with a stiff right hip. Do you understand how sobering of an experience that is? Actually, no, you don't. And it's best you don't. So because you remind me of my travels, Bass Pro Shops, you go. Next, the red guy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. On one note, absolutely demented. On the other note, camp. On a secret third note, I think I could convince terminally offline people that this is Chapel Roan. So therefore, by pure association with Chapel the Goddess, I'm going to put you in Reggie Rock with a handbag. Congratulations. Next, Samara from The Ring. Camila Cabello, I'm sorry. She is literally always soaking wet, and yet her hair is always ratty. Get a grip, girl. If I get cursed for that comment, it was worth it. She needed to know. I'm being a good friend, okay? Next up, Slender Man. If you ever went to a gay bar in a big city while you were in college, you would understand why a tall man that pursues you but only gets closer to you when you aren't looking gets to go so high on this list. This is just Grindr personified. The blank profile on Grindr is literally Slender Man. All right, next, Sue Sylvester from Glee. I told you this list was only going to get worse. She is top tier for one line and one line only. I will go to the animal shelter and get you a kitty cat. I will let you fall in love with that kitty cat. And then on some dark, cold night, I will steal away into your home and punch you in the face. That is cinema. That is Mother. That is Coach. Next is Sweeney Todd. Bass Pro Shops. I know it should never be anywhere near this tier considering it's musical theater, but I have my personal reasons, okay? I was in a production of this once where the director was very, very sweet, but he was also hired 2 weeks before because someone else dropped out. So he was kind of improvising the entire show, and gay people, we all know that this is not a show you can improvise, oh my God. So to me, it will always be horror, and it will always be Bass Pro Shops horror, okay? Next up, because I'm a horrible person, Whitney from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Maroon 5 Gulag. You have to understand that anybody that has seen this show knows why she's on this list. I wish so much ill will on this actual human person. She is so mean to all of her friends. Like, she is out here ruining lives in an attempt to preserve the sanctity of mom talk. And I, like many people watching this show, wondered, what is mom talk? It's the same ass dances that everybody else on that godforsaken app does. And look, I have never claimed anything I've made on this platform to be art. In fact, I could be a net negative to YouTube, but I'm still better than that. Enjoy your gulag, Whitney. I'm sure if I met you in person, I'd probably cave immediately. But for now... And finally, the Xenomorph from Alien. Do you know just how many lesbians wish they had a super tongue and the opportunity to be trapped in a finite area with Sigourney Weaver? A 1979 Sigourney Weaver at that? That girl's body was banging. Having that opportunity alone puts you so high on this list, it's insane. And with that, we have our list. Congratulations to all parties involved. You all earned your spot on the list, even the bad ones, you heard me. So what have we learned from today's video? I've really got to stop saying that. There's nothing to learn from these. I think the moral is don't let a few felonies stop you from being a diva. Wait, that's horrible advice. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed, make sure to please like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. It really, really does help my channel so much. And if you enjoyed this type of video, please make sure to check out my Twitch stream. We've been having watch parties with various types of movies with colorful commentary, of course, because I physically do not know how to stop yapping. And for the fall specifically, we're watching Halloween-themed movies about once a week. Thank you again for watching. Have a happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next video.